if you don't have money, you cannot talk. You should not even talk. Hello everyone. So random thoughts, random conversation. I don't like having random conversations like this because it means I would spend longer time than I should. But let's try and make this let's try and make this an in the moment thing. This topic has been on my mind, but I want to talk about it here. And it's basically about our value system and what truly matters to us. Some time ago, while in the laboratory, a scientist of mine was talking about how that the people that he went to secondary school with, who were rebels in that sense while they were in secondary school, and people that did not really do well in school as at then, how that all of them that were that seemed like the bad boys are now the ones doing well, and that him that was seemingly good is now the one stuck in the lab. And it was a very funny conversation because from then on, the conversation of that somebody is bad, that somebody was bad, or that somebody was deemed a rebel, does not necessarily mean that will stop their success in life. And I've heard conversations where people will talk, and at the end of the day they'll be like, it's not paying my bills, you're doing this, you're doing that, if it's not bringing money, let's shove it aside. And so they trickle everything down to, is it bringing money or is it not bringing money? So if it's bringing money, then no matter the extent to which we should go, let us go because it's bringing money. And if it's not bringing money, even if it is for the right reasons, if it is not bringing money, then it should not even be considered. And so this has greatly affected our value system because everything now is about money or not. It has influenced everything. It has influenced the educational system that people cannot sit down to read because this thing is not something that brings, or it will not give you the amount of wealth that you want, so discard. And so people are not reading some people are not sitting down to think. There's a widespread of mental laziness on the landscape. There's a widespread of mental laxity on the landscape because if it is not bringing money, then I shouldn't sit down to read, or I shouldn't waste my time on it. And from like the educational system down to every system possible, in every place.
God help us.
And the most part, or the part that is being affected most, is our value system. So our value system has taken a shape that is so degrading that you can sacrifice anything on the altar of money. Sometimes we even make statements unconsciously, like I beg, they pay my bills, and so forget about it. Let me not do the right thing. If it's not paying my bills, even if it's the right thing, then it's not worth doing. This thing has shaped a lot of mindsets, and when something begins to affect our value systems, we are doing the society, we're doing our children a terrible damage, because we're going to end up raising people that don't care about human life. We're going to end up raising people that don't care about things that actually matter. It's not everything that will be material, it's not everything that will be physical, it's not everything that is money. There are things that are more substantial than that. And I know that we think it is cliche. I know we think that it is cliche to say that money does not buy happiness. I'm not going to say it here. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, that's your own. But the truth of the matter is that beyond having money, beyond wanting to acquire money, there are things that matter much more than money. If we raise a selfish people, if we raise a selfish generation, if we raise selfish children, if we raise greedy people that can exchange anything on the altar of money, then we should not be surprised when lives are cut short. We should not be surprised when the society is just turned upside down and people are looking for every means. They can do anything. They can sacrifice literally their Christianity just to have that money. As a society, we cannot continue like this. As a people, we cannot continue like this. And if we bring the scenario down, especially to the Christian faith, we cannot do this. So we cannot keep on sacrificing the right things to do, things like integrity on the altar of money, things like loyalty on the altar of money, things that matter, things like love on the altar of money. And when I mean love, I don't mean the romantic type of love. I mean agape, true love, genuine love on the altar of money. A culture like Japan, that their values are entrenched in solid and core values, in things that matter. You see how the society is progressing. You see how, to some extent, everybody is living a fairly reasonable life because their values have gone beyond material things, because their values have, people's worth is not measured by material things. We've come to a point whereby we measure people's worth by material things. So if you don't have money, you're not talking. You cannot talk. You should not even talk. And so there were times when memes like, if you don't have money, why are you looking left and right before you cross the road? For God's sake. See, Jesus even said it in scriptures that your life is not measured in the abundance of things that you have. So you should not derive your worth, and we should not define people by their ability to amass wealth or not. We see a situation whereby parents are sacrificing their children's joy, their children's happiness because of money. We see situations where ladies are literally sacrificing their lives for money. They know that if they enter into a relationship, this guy is going to beat them, this guy is going to deal with them. But because of money, he has money. Your friends will even be pushing you. He has money. We see a situation where noble causes, noble professions, noble things to do, things that some people just want to derive the simplest pleasure in it, and it makes them happy. We downplay it and we degrade it as though it does not matter, because their ultimate pursuit is not necessarily money. We have to retrace our steps as a society. We have to think back and we have to look at the things that matter, the things that actually make a society stable, solid, the things that actually make families thrive and grow and blossom. These things are beyond money. While money is like icing on the cake that makes everything good, you cannot survive on icing. You cannot survive on those things. We need to get the foundation right before we can then begin to look for things that will give us money. But there are key things, there are core values. Our values must be right. Our values must be entrenched in things that matter. Please.